Night Attack is coming to San Diego and Los Angeles June 9th and June 10th. That's this weekend. Get your tickets at nightattack.tv/tour. Come on out. Our opening song is from Stephen Cogswell. It's called Penguin Belly Balloon Head. Get it at Autfy. That's awtfy.com/balloon.
Would you rather have a penguin belly or eat your best friend?
Yes, 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 everybody loves a penguin belly. Everybody knows it since grade school. Your teacher said, do your homework more, you're gonna be a penguin belly. And the kids said, I'd like to be a penguin belly. And they didn't do the homework, and Victor Voodoo came along. And he rattled a stick and shook his dick, and all of a sudden they were gone. In place was a bunch of penguin bellies as far as the eye could see.
That's my favorite song from Casablanca.
Play it again, Brian.
Hey, everybody, eat your best friend.
I got a balloon head better than the rest.
Balloon head.
Leg to rest. Balloon head. Made of helium. Float through the sky. I'm no man's pie. Balloon head. It's children's birthday. You know what I say. Balloon head is the best way. Chicken head. Nitrous, yeah. Smoking away. Winning the day. Balloon head. Hello.
OMG, WTF, LOL, BBQ, you beautiful people, it's good to be back in the States. My falsetto is still gone, but that's okay because I'm live in Austin, Texas. Hello, beautiful people. I'm Brian Brushwood. This is Night Attack. I'm joined, as always, by my BFF and OAK. It's J.R.Y. Justin, Robert, Young. I went across the world, and I came back. And finally, I'm going to see you face-to-face in Southern California.
Oh my God, Brian, will we? That is San Diego this Saturday and LA this Sunday. Get your tickets right now. nightattack.tv/tour is where you need to go for links to both of those shows. Brian,
Yes?
how you feeling, man? This is the first time that we've ever had to look at things like ticket counts and book people that aren't just going to be at the hotel at a con that we can just rope in. This is kind of a different feeling, right?
It's a bit like we've hit puberty, and it's time for us to man up finally. And it's like, no. Let's act like a grown-up comedy institution that can actually roll into a town, entertain people who have never seen our show before, and move on to the next town. In fact, it was weird because part of the reason we put together this tour was you were telling me hey man, it'll be great. We'll be in the Southern California, so if there's any meetings or crossovers or cross promotional collabs that you want to do, you can make that happen. And so I ended up reaching out to some folks, and you guys know obviously that I'm a fan of Cracked.com, and I certainly in the diaspora of them losing 2/3 of their employee, I did my best to book up as many of them as I could to write for the Modern Rogue. But one of the people who, a former Cracked alum, Michael Swaim, who seems to have captured a lot of the interest on the video side of stuff, he's got basically he's created kind of a network. It's the Small Beans Network, and I was trying to work out showing up on his podcast, which, by the way, ironically, he has a show called Frame Rate, which is about movies. And he makes the same joke that Tom and I used to, where it's like, welcome to Frame Rate, the show where we rate the frames. But he also has a show called One-Upsmanship, which is all about video games. So I was thinking, oh man, I should go out there. And so we've been chatting back and forth because I've been a fan of his stuff for a long time. And then, like an idiot, I'm walking around talking to John Cheese, and and he was really excited about the crossover. And then I said, like a bolt out of the blue, I was like, oh, here's a nutty idea. This is a guy that used to show up at all of the Cracked.com live tapings. And they used to do something kind of similar to what we're trying to do with Best of the Worst of the Internet, where everybody shows up with some stories to tell. And I was like, oh, here's a nutty idea. Why don't I invite him on the show? And so it sounds like Michael Swaim is going to join us. I don't want to absolutely double confirm that yet, but...
No, Brian, we're trying to sell tickets.
Oh.
Michael Swaim confirmed this Sunday at the West Side Comedy Theater in Santa Monica.
Michael Swaim
hey,
will either
look,
be
we'll
there,
apologize on Sunday.
or he's a liar. that's how
yeah,
we'll put
or
it.
give his Twitter out, and you can yell at him if he doesn't make it happen.
But longtime viewers of our stuff remember, I think it was in one of the pre-shows, the earliest of his stuff, he did that rap of Star Trek: The Next Generation, Those Aren't Muskets. Do you remember that that group that he was with? Yeah, it's way back. He anyway, it was all pre-crack.com. Anyway, I've been a fan of his stuff for a long time, so I'm super excited about the possibility of him joining us on stage.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, and that he will join Anthony Carboni, Andrew Main,
Tom Merritt,
and there's a couple other friends of this show that will be in the audience. It'll be a real short trip if they were to come up on stage. So special guest as yet to be determined for the LA show. And then, of course, the night before in San Diego, which, by the way, is selling a lot better than I thought San Diego was going to sell. LA, big room. If you're on the fence, make the call, nightattack.tv/tour. But San Diego, turns out, I guess, the draw of coming to drink with us after the show, we're doing a pub crawl of the gas lamp, was enough to shake some people loose. And San Diego has continued to sell well. And it turns out we might, Bryce got some encouraging news on maybe a special guest there as well.
Yeah.
is it the ghost of Houdini?
Well, if you're going to spoil the surprise, yes, confirmed the ghost of Houdini will hear on the San Diego live show. You got your cough button on.
Now I don't.
Now you
Hey,
don't.
there we go. I was playing opposite day. I was. God, that's the worst. Is when you hit the cough button and you only make sure to turn it on so that you can cough into the microphone and clear your throat. That sucks.
So come see Houdini.
Yeah.
No,
So there we go. nightattack.tv/tour. Again, this is a big step. This is ain't no playing around. So if you guys want to see more of this happen, then now's the time to post about it. If you're going, tag your friends in LA and San Diego, and hopefully we will have a great time there.
Okay, I'm kind of dumb.
Uh-oh.
I heard you guys talking about Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Is
That song from Everclear back in the 1990s.
No, but like, is it?
We can live beside the ocean. Leave the world behind. Swim out past the breakers. And also leave the world behind. We don't remember the words to this song, but that's totally fine.
And when we get out of the ocean, we'll put on our T-shirt that has lizards fucking
From behind. You gotta make it rhyme, Bonnie.
I
You gotta make it
know.
rhyme.
I knew.
pre-show
my
bit.
T-shirt. He transferred for $5 in my wallet. Lizards fucking 69. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys missed a heck of a pre-show. That's a callback.
Yeah,
Talked
dude.
a lot about shitty beach T-shirts, and Brian's got a humdinger of an idea. I'm just gonna say, told you. Get on that hype train now, because the told you train is leaving the station, and it's got all the money in the world on
If
it.
you've ever
And
been
Brian's
on-
the conductor.
If you've ever been on the fence about becoming a patron at patreon.com/nightattack and getting your own RSS feed that includes the pre-show and the post-show, let me highly encourage you to make this the week that you do it, because you're going to miss out on a huge business opportunity if you don't.
Exactly.
Let me just say there's a lot of back-end profits in this one.
If Brian's conducting the train, you don't want to miss what's on the caboose. Told you.
Told you.
What are the implications there? Anyway,
All right,
Santa
Brian.
Monica
Yeah, Santa Monica.
is in LA.
Yeah, give or take. It's all the
Okay.
same. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like saying Round Rock to Austin, or Pflugerville. Like we're going to
thank you.
Pflugerville.
See, that's
you
where I'm
wouldn't
dumb.
say that. You would say we're going to Austin.
It has
Yeah.
seriously confused me in coordinating this show.
Oh, really?
It has?
Yes, because I don't know California, but I hear, so San Diego, maybe near.
Dude.
I'm-
By the way,
back
when
and
I
forth.
first moved out here, I had you do not realize how many Santas are in this goddamn state until you move out here and you realize that, let me just Google how to get from Santa Rosa to San Diego, or Santa Monica. Nope,
Hey, speaking
not the same thing.
You gotta have a
speaking
lot
of Santas, we have a lot of homeless people in Austin, and they're all hanging out,
goodness.
right? Has anybody dressed up as Santa and saying Santa raising funds so that I can bring merriment to people? Is that that's not a thing? Nobody's tried that?
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Because in all seriousness here, folks, homelessness is a major issue that is affecting many cities, including Austin. and Oakland and San Francisco specifically. Brian, what you are suggesting is that the cure for America's disease of homelessness is bits.
I mean, certainly, but we see homeless people doing bits, right? Where like, why lie? I need beer money, or you know, like everybody's got their own angle. But it's like,
what my favorite one?
What
Is everybody
I'm high on heroin? LOL.
No, my favorite is them like failing at like at cardboard spinning. Like they get up there and they just don't care. They're just like, look at me, and then they're just dropping it, and they're just like, pick it up and spin it again.
To be fair, I think we're both thinking of one particular person who's on our route back home. who God bless him. He's
homeless
really
sign spinner.
Yeah. No, it's like you're watching. It's like watching somebody trying to learn hacky sack. Only it's sign spinning, and you're just watching him.
But it's not for a thing. Like normally, it's like for tax preparation or a cell phone store or something like that. This is just a dude. Like it just says on there, like
anything helps.
Veteran, homeless, 2 kids, please help. And he's doing the spin.
Yes. And dropping it over and over and over again. And it was such an effective tactic because I know I was just like,
how did he get such a big sign?
He found a refrigerator, a cardboard box or something. I mean, it was definitely cardboard. I don't know. I think there's. I'm surprised that we don't see more experimentation in that market.
I know, but here's another thing I thought. I was like, what if you just like distributed like a set of markers, and then like what if you just taught one person like one good sign, and then track how it like spreads throughout.
I'll tell you what, man. If I was a young
there we go. All right, so we've got 2 suggestions for the American homeless population. Number 1, have you thought of a bit? Number 2, have you taken a look at the analytics? There's a lot of very valuable data here that could very much return all your ROI. The amount of this is my new character is CEO of homelessness.
CEO
I'm gonna be the fucking. I'm gonna be the new Gary V of the transient.
Gary HV Home and Garden Homeless Vision. Listen, the ratings are down. Right. We're not getting a lot of ideas. Gary HV. Can you give us? I need you to give a keynote speech to America's homeless right now to inspire them to really bring the to just crush it on getting donations.
How did you fall off the serial bit?
GVHV, what do you got, man?
I'm just saying, if you want to make sure that you're returning all the possible interest that you can get from passersby, we're talking cars, we're talking walkers, we're talking scooters. The next thing you know, you see one of these rent-a-bikes on the side of the road. This is cash money you could have. Analytics are your friend. Data is your friend. Watch it. I'm going to write a sign right now. I'm going to get a sign right now. Look, this is a piece of toilet paper. This is a piece of toilet paper. To anybody else, it's toilet paper. To me, it's $100,000. $100,000 over the next 1 year. I'm going to write it right now. Now, look at this. I'm just looking at Google Trends right now. Google Trends right now. Fortnite. I'm just writing Fortnite right here. And that's it. Right there on one piece of paper, it's $100,000. I could do this all day.
Oh, my God. Right, so that's a bit that none of us will ever mention again.
No, that's really insensitive and probably offensive to Gary V.
Yeah, but also like that's a good bit on Fortnite. Like, you know, everyone else is playing Fortnite. I'm trying to save up for an Xbox.
I'm looking for a place tonight.
You can track it. Create a spreadsheet out of dirt.
Hey man, how are you doing, Justin?
I have nothing but loose toilet paper and shame.
How did you get toilet paper so quickly?
That was pretty great, though. The moment, like, I heard the words, "This is toilet paper to you, but it's money to me," and then I looked up, and God damn it, if it wasn't actual toilet paper in his hand, just flying all over the place.
And actual money, if you listen to what I am saying. Wake up with a goal in mind. can I tell you a fun story that we began on this show?
Yeah.
And ended in my life on Saturday. So when did you guys get back from Australia?
We got back Saturday night, and man, it's a weird experience when your life partner, your loved one, the person that you've sworn to be with until you die, you travel with, you wake up at 4 a.m, and then you get on a plane, and the plane leaves at 11 a.m. and somehow lands at 7 a.m. on the same day in Los Angeles. And that's only the beginning of the second day of travel that gets you back home. And then you get back to the house around 4 o'clock, and then your sweetheart, your loved one, the person you pledged to be with forever says, I'm going to close this door, and I expect you to not come in. Good night. Just, I value nothing more than you not being here for the next 14 hours. Bye.
I just imagine it fades to gray like in Grand Theft Auto. It just says wait.
It comes back the next day. Suddenly I'm in front of the Hollywood sign. I'm just like, hey, another mission. Am I right?
Bonnie, so you were just like, hey, I'm in the sleep tube now, and you and all of this need to get out.
Exactly. I mean, it was not enough. Get out too.
All of this, you and all of this, you needs to be somewhere not.
And Brian's mom, I just let everybody know we made it home safe. And Brian's mom says, well, you have 3 girls here who are excited to see you. And I said, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
It's like, oh, sorry, wait a minute. These plane cell phones are really getting good. You fell for a prank. Not home yet. Bye.
What's funny is I almost responded to Mom because, what Mom likes to do is she doesn't reply anyone on Twitter. She just talks and assumes that the right person will hear her words.
Yeah.
So she just tweets out, there are 3 girls who would like to see you. And I almost just publicly responded, don't tell them we're home. and then I realized maybe this merits a phone call. So I called my mom and told her, oh man, it's so great. Thank you so much. We're going to go to bed. We're going to go to bed.
So remember last week?
Yeah.
You ran into a friend of ours in the bar when you got to Australia.
It was
Oh,
Darren.
yeah. Well, Darren, but we also saw Aaron. Oh, real quick, we saw Ev and Tez and Matthew Kapelke, and we
Of course.
they came out and saw us off at the airport. It was wonderful. I got to hug Blurch again.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So you also saw Darren.
Yes, that's the important one.
Darren gets back the same day that you guys are getting back.
Okay.
Except he was slightly more ambitious in that instead of immediately going to sleep, which he probably should have because he had done the same trip that you guys did.
Sure.
He decides to come out. And Ash and I, and so him and his girlfriend come out, and we're all getting drinks at this tiki bar. I can't imagine a worse situation. Or actually, here, let me put you in this position. As somebody for whom has such a radical shift in time, could you imagine a drinking scenario worse than the 0 to 60 high octane drunkenness that normally comes with going to a tiki bar where 2 drinks will get you sauce?
Oh my God. That is one of my most precious memories. Is seeing Jason Murphy, who is so excited to go to a tiki bar, and clearly his excitement for the tiki bar was misaligned with his ability to handle the drinks that are at a tiki bar. And sitting there with Jeff Kanata and Dan Trachtenberg, Dan was we didn't know the words at the time, but he alluded to a big project he was working on in the middle of directing 10 Cloverfield Lane. Poor Jason Murphy was not in a good place to interact with all of us. And very quickly, we were taking care of a toddler. Oh, no. Darren?
You know, it was more jet lag than it was the drinks. Because Everybody else was okay, and he wasn't drinking irresponsibly or anything. But man, it is something to watch somebody crumble under the hands of time from jet lag as aided and greased along by delicious fruity cocktails.
It really is.
Although
like
I did
magic,
find
though.
out last week on this show, you made mention that Darren took the long way around the globe to get to Australia, despite the fact that we live in Oakland, California, which is on the Pacific Ocean. You can get to Australia. You can just cross that one ocean. He decided to go the long way around. I was totally right as to why he did it. He was literally just trying to angle for whatever crazy first class thing, and he got it. And then he explained to me the moment where, hey, he didn't sleep super well the night before. So he's like, all right, 15-hour flight. I'm going to get to be in this awesome thing. And he's explaining because he's like a plane nerd. He's like, here's the crazy thing is these planes are so big that you can't put people or even cargo on the vast majority of them. You have to find other things to do with the space. So that's why Emirates has built all these different things. And there's a bar and there's a lounge and everything. I'm going to get to spend there 9 hours. He's asleep of the 15.
So
Right.
we, on our flight back, like on the flight over, we noticed that it was the two of us sitting side by side in the middle of the middle three rows or whatever. But we noticed how I don't know, 1/3 empty the plane was. And people explain later, they're like, oh, because it's the fall and not a lot of people, it's not a big tourist time. Now is a really good time to travel. And meanwhile, we're looking at the whole flight over. I mean, not that we're not thrilled to have the one empty seat between us because, Bonnie's able to lay across and put her feet on my lap and all that stuff. But we see all of these these 3-row sleeping assholes. And I was just like, these motherfuckers, they got a whole row to themselves. So the day of our flight back, I look at the seats and I'm like, man, a lot of empty rows. And I turned to Bonnie. I'm like, you want to gamble? You want to gamble, girl? So we split up. And I take the left-hand seat in one row, and 2 rows back, I put Bonnie in the left-hand seat of that row. And it's just like, hey, man, we'll just spread all our shit around, and then, we'll take off, and then everyone will be like, oh, you lucked out, and you got the 3 rows. And then, sure enough, the moment we're about to take off.
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going through, and the stewardess takes my ticket, and she goes, she gets Brian, says like, okay, Mr. Brushwood, enjoy your flight. And then she takes mine, she says, Mrs. Brushwood, oh, you enjoy that.
So they seem fairly confident that we're going to pull this off, that we're both going to get a row and we're going to be able to lay down and all that stuff. And instead, it was the worst of all worlds because, first of all, somebody immediately sits down in the other seat in my row. So I'm like, well, there, that goes for me, but maybe I could visit Bonnie's apartment and hang out back with her. And then I start getting texts from Bonnie before we take off saying, help, somebody's trying to sit. Get this motherfucker out of the seats.
Yeah, they had talked to the stewardess, and the stewardess comes over and actually buckles the buckles over the arm belts to secure that nobody will sit on it.
To take care of you?
Yeah, no. To show that seat is taken even when it's not taken.
Yeah.
So I was aware that the seat is disappearing, and I was like, I am not okay with this. We are not both flying with, if anything is going to be...
This motherfucker is going to ruin... I don't mind the other motherfucker ruining the flight for me. It's me. I was gambling. That's my fault, right? But somebody's going to mess up the motherfucking flight of my girl, and then I walk back there, and there's a delightful old lady who says, may I please sit in this seat? The person I'm next to has a restless leg and kicks me a lot. And then, and I find myself in the awkward position of girl, the jig is up. So we just confess everything. We're like, look, we were gambling. We're some Icarus looking motherfuckers. We tried to take 2 rows. It didn't happen. Now we have the worst of all worlds. Will you please sit next to this old dude in my row? And she did. And then we had the same arrangement that we began with. Yeah.
And I saw them making out later on.
No, you did not.
They made a friend.
And they turned around and their shirt
Really?
said, "Told ya."
No. Okay. You want to hear?
Well, I'll tell you what I'll also tell you. Go support our Patreon. Patreon.com/Night Attack is where you go to do that. Make sure, again, that, we don't want to give you the hard sell here, but hell, man, there is a great pre-show and a great after show that happens during our big, and this is a voluminous live stream, man, sometimes 3, 4, 5 hours each Tuesday night. You can get each and every minute of it if you are a part of the Patreon, the patreon.com/Night Attack family. And I swear to God, I'm going to do this on my phone. I'm just going to take a screen grab of like how easy it is to just copy that and paste it into your podcatcher of your choice. Because if you've never done anything like that before and it seems technical and weird and janky, I guarantee you it is not. Patreon.com/Night Attack.
Yeah, man. Plus, if you're a new pledger or you raise your pledge, then you have a chance to get your name shouted out right here on the show at a little thing we call...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour.
Justin. Listen up,
Yep.
man. We have a new champion of the most obvious patronage raise in all of history. Of all of the patrons we've ever had in the history of the show, who do you think would go from $1 to $2? Who do you think would go from number 1 to number 2?
John Wilkes Booth.
Nope.
Sirhan.
Nope.
Another guy who tried to kill someone.
Told ya.
Bonnie's closest, because the name is who edited their pledge from $1 to $2, who went from number 1 to number 2. I want to give a big, huge, fat, sticky, slimy thanks to Booty Hole.
Booty hole! Yeah, booty hole!
Oh.
Hashtag told ya. Hashtag told ya.
Oh, booty hole, booty hole, booty hole, booty hole. Who's that hiding all those flowers? Booty hole, booty hole, booty hole.
Flowers.
Who's that whiling away the hours? Booty hole, booty hole, booty hole. Who's that stinking up the showers? Booty hole, booty hole, booty hole.
Who's building up all the towers?
Booty hole, booty hole, booty hole.
Shit towers. Thank you, Booty Hole.
Thank you, booty hole.
So I
Can't get an infection in you. You're you.
I got a story for the little minute.
Yeah. You have a 1-minute story. All right, you go ahead and bring it. Talk us through it.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So there's this really tall, like out of it dude. He's like too old to be so out of it, but not old enough.
Oh, you're talking about Gambling Man. Gambling Man was sitting there kind of stoned out of his mind.
Gambling Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gambling
Well, I mean,
Man.
it was either that or Airedale Ducky.
But anyway, so he's
Yeah.
standing there, and then what?
Well, he did have an Airedale Ducky on the back of his blue shirt.
Yeah, and then it went Zillow S. Am I right?
It did, and it had the super zipper on
Well,
it.
I mean, like that's only the one without the M beams, though. So you have to make sure.
Right.
Right. So he walks up and down the aisle, and he's doing like calisthenics in the aisle. I mean, it was just this really strange kind of.
Did you go to a marriage? Was Kuhan Luke getting married or something?
I don't know. I think he was coming back from a marriage because he was definitely exercising something. I don't know, but he was so unusual.
What are you talking about, Bonnie?
On the plane. This is on the plane.
You have
You're
one
talking
second.
about the dude that was
Was he
high
flexing that
and had his
dick?
feet.
Like,
Yeah.
So I wake up and Bonnie's kicking me and she's just like, Brian, I need
he's
my
flexing that
laptop case. And then I was like, Sean Las Vegas, Sean LV. I was like, well, why don't you just get it? And she's like, I think Kodashiku has it. And I was like, well, what are you even talking about? And she points, and sure enough, some dude is resting his feet on my wife's laptop case.
Yeah, and it was like he has these their bare feet size 14 and a half or larger. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever followed like Blah 91 followed passenger shaming on Instagram?
No, that sounds amazing. I bet the real
Passenger
Andrew Mays
shaming
did
is
it.
the real Andrew Mays truth, man. Like it is the most jack for your buck when it comes to Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so Brian got my laptop thing. But that was just like, oh my God. I
No,
don't even...
Bonnie definitely made me crawl over here to walk up and tap a dude on the shoulder and say, like, excuse me, are you putting your stanky ass bare feet on my wife's laptop thing? And he was just like, oh, I wondered who this was. Like, he knew his feet were on it. He knew it belonged to somebody else.
But at the risk of derailing the show, like I almost want for people to go onto Instagram's the passenger shaming Instagram and just find some of the best ones. There's a lot of feet. People get bold as fuck with their feet on planes, is what I've learned from watching this. Because this is between people who are like frequent flyers or stewardesses that I guess take all these pictures and just submit it to this Instagram
Oh my God.
to be propagated. It was ridiculous.
So, yeah, but then his response was, it's warm.
I mean, he's not wrong. I'm sure it was super comfortable.
All right. Bryce, do we have a game today?
We do. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
So we have a game from Spork and Pork, who sent this in very recently. It's called wikiHow. Doo-doo.
Go on.
We are going to you are going to be given an image from wikiHow. Do you know that they have
Oh
those
my God, wikiHow
illustrations?
is always like. Not only do they have hilariously simple instructions, also I think it's more funny when it's actually useful. Like I definitely ran into a wikiHow about how to get out of jury duty, but they feel the need to illustrate everything. So since one of the steps involves calling and changing the time of your venue, they had a picture of a dude on a phone, right?
That's right. So I'm going to give you an illustration from wikiHow, and you're going to have to tell me what wikiHow topic it is illustrating.
Hold on. Quick side jag.
Okay.
Because I realized how thematically identical this is to something Bonnie noticed about Australian culture. And I don't know if it's unique to Australia. I don't know if it just happens to be the programming that we saw. But we watched a bunch of the fucking news just in mute in the background of bars. And I saw none of the text. None of the words were on there. All I saw was a person with the screen behind them, something migraine medication, right? And it's like, and then it shows like a 3D spinning around of a brain, and it shows an injection, and it shows a barrier, and dots bouncing off the brain or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get it. This is about migraines, right? But then it cuts to a bunch of old ladies who walk up to the camera and then cross their arms and shake their heads, and then it cuts to one of the women in bed with her head down on a pillow, and she's scrunched up her face, and she grabs her temples and like, whoa, I really have a migraine. There's something about Australian news that I suspect, this is not a today thing, but I want to test this theory, that I imagine everybody's like, all right, now we need a shot of a needle. This is not in Australia. I like you on Penn and Teller. I like your appearance on Penn and Teller. Now give me a shot of that shot being juiced. That's a drug. Right. Got it. Next.
So your thesis is that Australian
news is too on the nose with all of their imagery. Their B-roll. Their B-roll is too on the nose.
It sounded like you were describing a medication, but this was a news
Yeah.
report?
No, I thought you were talking about a commercial.
It sounded like a
No.
commercial.
It feels like a cheesy commercial. That's what I'm saying.
Are you sure it wasn't one of those fake commercials that look like news reports?
I mean,
they have a lot of those
If
now.
it was, they also gave the weather and traffic.
Don't do that. Don't. Okay.
I mean, maybe. Oh, that's right. Spider Bite points out that to reset, Broden. I'm just saying. I want to watch in the after show some Australian news reports because I think there's something culturally happening in Australia, and I blew this off.
Okay,
when
so
Bonnie
wait, so
suggested
you're
it.
saying that if I'm reading you correctly, that they go to what's that is it the Singapore news agency that just does all the super literal?
They do that, but with human beings, and they just like somebody shows up and says, "Hi, I'm doing the news report on your broken heater in this old folks' home. We need you guys to look disapproving." Okay, let's do that again. Take 2. All of you come out, cross your arms, shake your head. All right, now you've got a migraine. Show me a migraine, and then like
Oh, so they're like walking them through their paces. These are actual things. These are actual like humans that are being coached along to do very
a degree,
specific, very acted out, very fake kind of thing.
To a degree that we don't that we are not accustomed to seeing in the United States. I think Bonnie's onto something on this.
I would not be surprised if that was one of those like tips for like not a news report, but one of those tips sort of reports.
Yeah,
you
and
didn't even listen to it.
You are making this assumption. You are making this assumption because of something you caught out of the corner of your eye while you were watching the news on mute at a bar.
No.
We definitely watched the entire half-hour-long broadcast that from beginning to end. We watched the tease at the beginning of it saying, coming up next, we've got a report on migraine medicine or whatever. And it just became more and more fast. At some point, Bonnie and I stopped talking to each other because Bonnie knew that eventually that would be her decree once we got back to America, is shut up. And so we got a preview of that as we shut up and watched this news report.
Although, Bryce has a good point. Like, didn't you produce videos like this for a news program?
Shiflock nailed it. These are Shiflock just in the chat said exactly what Bonnie said. She said, like, this looks like Better Call Saul. Like, she called that when we were there. Yes. Okay. All right. We'll find out.
Okay.
This would have been a good thing to maybe feed Bryce before the show.
No, I needed it out of my system. I'm just saying patreon.com/Night Attack. You want to stick around for the after show.
The best part about Night Attack is every show is the next show's pre-show.
All right, well, we're playing this game, which is called wikiHow.
Ready.
You guys are going to take turns guessing first, so we'll go, like usual, you'll take turns going first. And science will decide who is the closest. So, in this example round, for no points, Brian, we're going to start with you.
Ready.
What WikiHow topic is this illustration? Oh, describe this picture first.
You got a good-looking person with a symmetrical face who looks vaguely masculine from the features, or presents as masculine. There's a bottle labeled natural oil. And he or she appears to be brushing a prodigious...
we did a bit about the Gary V of homelessness. Like, you can make some bold assumptions on the drawing.
Looks like a dude working on an afro with natural oil. I'm going to say this is how to style an afro.
How to style an afro.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, what do you think?
I think it is how to jerry curl your hair.
How to jerry curl your
Bonnie?
hair. Okay. Yeah,
I
Bonnie,
say it's how to...
Fix a migraine?
No, how to stop hair loss.
With natural oil.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well,
I think it's how to salute the natural oil you'll buy as it floats away.
The answer for this one is how to comb an afro. Brian, you would get the point if this was not an example round.
You got it.
There we go. All right. So you guys ready to play for
realsies? We got it. Good game.
Let's go. Come on.
Who's first?
Justin starting first. Describe this image for me.
Right. So it is a little boy or girl or a little person
or a news anchor
or somebody that is next to a dog that is far larger than it might seem to be because we're far away in a telephoto lens. No, just kidding. It's a small boy, and he is about to kick a soccer ball. And there is a dog with a stick next to it, and there is a gigantic X over it.
Okay. Now,
I think it is what not to do while training your dog.
What not to
How
do?
to not train your, for behavior to train your dog.
Nope. This is how to be good at soccer, and it's pointing out that you should not have obstructions on the play area. For example, rocks, sticks, and small dogs.
Okay.
I think it's him trying to teach the dog how to play soccer and how not to do soccer.
Oh, so you think the topic is not just how to learn how to play soccer, but how to teach a dog to play soccer.
I think it's actual file footage of the U.S. soccer team during the World Cup.
Hell!
Eat shit. We suck ass at soccer. Fuck you, us.
Vuvuzela.
That was the time we did make the World Cup.
All right. The answer, and I think I'm going to give this one to Brian, is how to mow a lawn.
So I was right that you shouldn't have dogs, sticks, or rocks.
But
I was
also no
wrong.
kids.
You should also not have kids or soccer balls.
All that shit should get the fuck out. Stop it.
Bryce, this is a good game.
Thank you. Well, thank you to Spork and Pork, who we're going to send free stickers to for sending this idea in. Bonnie, we'll start with you on this one. Can you describe this image for me, please?
Angel J. Newman says, this is an ad for Fortnite. Don't play outside.
Here we go. Bonnie, can you describe this image for me?
Oh, yes. It looks like a computer screen, and there's reset preferences. It says, question mark, are you sure you want to reset your VLC media player preferences? Okay. Oh, why did you make me do this? I'm really dumb. Like, this is all nonsense to me. Use only one instance when started from file manager.
All right, what are they teaching?
Yeah,
what are they teaching?
What are they teaching?
What are they
in
teaching?
This image?
VLC media player. Are you sure? So they're teaching you how to. Okay, wait. This is Night Attack. I'm gonna say this is how to look at porn.
Okay, all right.
Without your mom knowing or something.
Okay. All right, Brian.
I'm going to say not porn, but pirated, how to watch pirated movies. Pirated movies. Good answer. Good answer.
Okay.
Good answer.
I'm going to go
Justin?
even more broad
Okay.
and just say how to watch a movie.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I think I have to give this to all three of you. I think you are all equally far away from the much more
No,
general.
nobody gets it. Nobody gets it if all of us get it.
Of how to reset VLC media player.
Wait, that's
oh,
it?
God damn it.
It says, are you sure you want to reset your VLC player? And the answer is yes.
I was almost gonna say that. And I'm like,
God
that's
damn
so
it.
dumb.
Somebody got it, too.
a good
How
game.
to reset your VLC media. Okay.
Okay.
Good game.
All right.
Good
All
game.
right. All right,
I see what we're doing here.
Tricks-a-lot.
Okay.
Hey, David Copperfield. Great job. We all fell for it.
Also, congratulations on not being held liable for that dude who tripped and fell. Good job.
Okay, this is getting very specific. All right, round I don't know.
Also,
Round
good job, though. Fuck that guy. That guy was a fucking
Round three,
big
Brian.
shout out to David Copperfield and his
Oh
team.
my God. What
Can you describe this image for me, please?
Somebody's pouring boiling water on cabbage that's growing in the garden.
How
I'm
to
gonna
grow
say-
the dankest weed.
I'm going to say how not to make bok choy.
How not to make bok choy.
Yeah, that's
All
my
right.
guess.
Justin.
Don't boil the bok choy in the garden.
So the guess I would have is how to kill weeds. But, man, this is one of those. It's really testing my goddamn last nerve here, Bryce. These games where you can't really tell where they're going. I'm going to have to say killing weeds.
Killing weeds. All right, Bonnie, what do you think?
I'm going to say how to make tea for your lawn.
Now, what would be that? What would that
Yeah,
be?
yeah. Talk us through that.
Tell me
because
about making tea for your lawn.
You're our Pinterest correspondent, so you
Yes.
probably know about this big trend of
You're
making,
big,
making lawn tea.
Lawn tea.
Well, we all know that we need to spend more time with Mother Earth. And,
We all know it.
We all know it.
And what
Oh,
should you do?
Don't I?
You should make
what
tea,
should you do?
Apparently.
To like spend time with your mom, but have a cup of tea.
Have a cup of tea.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Now-
Mother Gaia's already here, and she's thirsty.
Right.
She's a thirsty bitch. So you got to pour some out for Mother Earth.
Suck it
Mother
down,
Earth.
bitch. Earth.
Yeah, Mother
This
Earth.
bitch
She's
of
a
an Earth.
thirsty bitch.
Mother Earther.
All right. Well.
All right.
I'm gonna have to give this one to Justin.
Roll up with a boiling kettle and an icy wrist. Dump it on the lawn. Say, like that, bitch.
That's right.
Because the topic for this one was how to kill vines.
Vines.
How to kill vines.
Yes.
But
Pour
this is
boiling
wrong.
water.
The answer is have Twitter buy them. Hey-o!
Oh, didn't take Brian 6 seconds. Come on, that
Man, Vines was my favorite
Yeah,
too.
well, not anymore.
one.
Now they're
That is
plague on
actually a
YouTube.
travesty. It is such a fucking piece of bullshit that Vine has gone away.
Yeah,
Vine's
man.
it is.
No, Vine was a special, unique, beautiful flower snowflake, and now it's just gone. And now the people who are popular on Vine are infecting YouTube and beating me on dance reality competition shows.
You're making trouble with everybody today, huh? Round 4. We're going to start with Justin on this one. Can you describe this image for me, Justin?
Oh, all right. Well, this one is a big, beautiful red fish. And I know it's big and beautiful because it is looking at itself in a mirror on a shell.
How do you
All right.
describe that expression on its face, both in the reflection and in the fish itself? What is that fish thinking?
Hey. That's what that fish is thinking. So I'm going to say, I have two thoughts, but I don't
Hey
want to
y'all,
say
it's me,
because
the
I'm-
ad
hey,
fish. I'm here to talk to y'all about Squarespace.
Hey, I like eating pebbles. Do you?
I like to put them in my mouth and spit them back out, but I like to actually eat them. That'd be unhealthy, right? But it is kind of fun to tickle a little, just being all like, oh, I got a rock in my mouth. I'm so naughty. I'm a fish.
Hey, is that algae on your lip? I've got algae on my lip too. I'm just a fish looking in a mirror. Hey, did you vote today? I voted today.
I'm going to need an answer, Justin. What do you
No,
think?
hold on. I want to do a full interview with fish looking in a mirror.
Hey.
Well, ask him a question, Brian.
No.
I was setting up for the interview.
I'm fine. Fish looking in a mirror. It seems like you are ready for your national debut. What would you say is your one true talent that you want to share with the world?
Hey. I'm answering a question.
Okay, Fish, I don't think you are. I think you're just sort of stating what's happening around you. The question, of course,
Hey.
is, Fish, I don't want this interview to turn, confrontational, but you're not answering the questions.
Hey.
All right, get out of here, Fish. Told you.
Glub, glub, glub. All right. I think this is how to decorate your fish tank.
How to decorate your fish tank. All right. Bonnie, what do you think? You have
I
plenty of
think-
time to think.
I think it is how to get your fish ready to reproduce.
I
Okay.
think it's how to have a happy fish. Let them look at themselves, 'cause fish are vain just like people. Fuck them.
Oh, shit. We got a fish diss track, the likes of which we have never seen. Brian Brushwood is tearing these motherfuckers to pieces. Oh, drop the fish flakes, bitch. Eat them up the way you eat up these diss tracks from Brian Brushwood. Go.
Man, welcome to my Fish Diss album. I'm going to spend the next 72 minutes, the full length of this CD, tearing apart fish.
Glub, 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 you dumb motherfucker. Brian's coming to fucking drain your tank. You fucking scum-sucking piece of shit. Get him, Brian.
I got nothing. I'm calling it. I'm tapping out.
The fish dish.
Brian never taps out. He goes all night at these fish. All night. The lights on or off. Swim in the castle, you pussy motherfucker trying to hide from these hot tracks. He's got bars.
All right. That swear to
Go, Brian, go!
End this, please end this.
All right, Brian.
Nothing will end. It will never end, you aquatic pieces of shit. Your shit floats. Ours doesn't. The realest fish disses ever ridden. Go, Brian, go!
You know what? Maybe it's good that tuna and dolphins are both being caught in those nets because they're both fish.
He drops the base. You're a dumb bass, you piece of shit. How about you and your whole grouper get fucked?
I'm killing. I got nothing.
Brian.
Yeah.
I love that we worked through it, though, until we got a fish disc.
You made it there. Brian, I'm giving you the point on that. The illustration for this is how to grow a bond with your beta fish.
Oh!
Hold on. Where's the thing? That's right.
All right.
So, is it a sexual bond? Do I win?
No.
No.
It's for bonding, like a personal bond.
Did you not hear the whole diss track album?
Yo, we got the sexiest fish tracks ever, starring Bonnie Brushwood.
It's just that.
Yo, we got hard fish, soft fish, fish sticks, fish dicks. We got fish anus, fish banus, fish planus, and also fish Uranus. And that's right, an entire planet the size of a fish. Or is it a fish the size of a planet?
This is the book that Dr. Seuss didn't publish.
Fish
Man, I went to
tacos.
the club
Those are
and I saw a
vaginas.
girl with the finest banus.
Oh my goodness. All right. Who are we starting with on this one? I think we're starting with Brian.
Yep.
I want you to describe this image for me.
Yeah. We have a looks to be about a 14-year-old boy leaning over explaining a harsh truth to his dog.
I forgot that you really. I know this is an illustration, but calling this person 14 years old is generous.
You think he's older?
Yeah.
All right.
But that would be my guess.
You're not old like me. They all looked like 12-year-olds. Okay, fine. He's
It's fine,
a
it's fine.
17-year-old boy leaning over, and it looks like he's about to ask his dog out to prom, but his dog is trying to be classy and let him down easy by refusing to look at him. So
Yeah, the dog is doing the classic Jim from The Office look at the camera. Like, can you believe this shit?
I'm gonna say this guy is teaching his dog how to catch a frisbee.
Teaching his dog to catch a frisbee. All right, Justin.
I think it is teaching your dog to breed.
What Jesus? Is that a thing dogs
I
need to
don't
be
think
taught?
they have to be taught.
Bonnie.
I think it's teaching your dog how not to run away.
How not
Teaching
to
your
run
dog
away.
how not to run
Yeah,
away.
because he's got that.
Oh, I think, wait, I'm changing mine. Mine is now how to safely confess that you committed a murder.
Tell a dog. That's
Tell a
number
dog.
6 on the list.
Yeah, tell your dog.
If you
They
must tell
the
someone,
potatoes.
tell a dog.
Okay, well, the correct answer is how to recognize fear in dogs. I'm giving this to Bonnie for how not to run away.
Explaining calculus to your dog.
Explain. Okay. This step is watch for eye contact avoidance.
Well, he just looks so happy. He looks like he's seeing a
Wait.
poodle around the corner.
The dog looks happy?
The dog looks happy?
That dog definitely looks like...
He's-
The article is how to recognize fear in dogs.
It's
I know,
supposed
but
to be-
the-
Somebody was charged, like, whatever the fuck you do. Hey, listen, here at WikiHow, we draw a lot of images, and we ain't got a lot of time. Listen up, new cups. Get over here. I need you to draw a dog. And I swear to fucking Christ, this dog better look fucking scared. That's the one thing. It's about fear in dogs. You got this, Twiddle Tits?
Well, I think. And then he just drew exactly that scenario. It's more of a visual bit if you're an audio listener. It's like an audio podcast. But I looked right in the camera to try to mimic the dog while Brian sternly looked at me.
Not to give my point away, but I think the dog's afraid because he's hearing something from his owner, like I committed a murder or something.
Okay. Well,
I mean, that would
The only true rush you feel in life is by, and the dog's like, what the fuck?
Now go get that squirrel.
Daniel J. Newman in the chat's like, that dog looks like it works out.
Do you even lift, bro?
It does. It looks pretty buff. It's got nice pecs. All right, I'm in.
Oh my god.
Okay, Justin, we're starting with you on this one. Can you?
I'm just saying, 74 HC. You're a god. Go ahead.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh,
You
okay.
can't leave everybody out of that, or maybe you can.
Oh, all right. One of the things that we were talking about at the pre-show was Bonnie apparently bought a shirt where there was a bunch of lizards in different sexual positions. And 74HC in the chat says, this is the t-shirt the Cincinnati Zoo doesn't want you. All pictures of gorillas, including the famous Harambe guitar solo photo fucking.
That's really great.
This-
Oh my god.
Oh.
I
You're
was
a fucking god. 74HC, you're the best.
I was like, how on earth did I ever think it was a good idea to buy a T-shirt with lizards fucking? And then I saw the Harambe, and then I'm like, oh, I want that shirt. It's so bad. But then I'm like, I never grew up. Okay.
And on the back it says, "Told you."
All right, Justin. It is your turn to start. I want you to describe this image for me.
So it is a 14-year-old woman. and- no, it looks like a woman in her mid-20s, and she is holding on her shoulder a clock, and it looks as if the first 5 minutes of the clock are highlighted.
How would you describe the face that she's making to this clock?
She's very happy looking at the fact that 5 minutes have elapsed, and I would describe her attire as a tank top or some kind of workout gear.
Okay. Now,
It's Ali Spagnola about to eat a clock.
okay, I can kind of see that. Justin, what wikiHow
That's what I
topic
hear.
is this illustrating?
I believe that it is how to keep in shape in only 5 minutes a day.
How to keep in shape 5 minutes a day. Okay. Bonnie?
It is them reminding you to hydrate on the 5 and when
traffic
you're
on the 8s.
exercising. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like, how to exercise. Make sure you hydrate.
Okay. All right. That's a pretty good guess. Brian?
Mindfulness. She's mindful of this 5 minutes. And if she squints hard enough, lasers will shoot from her eyes.
What's hold on? I feel like it's mindfulness and laser eyes.
Well,
What is she mindful of? That there are
We
5 minutes?
got the hottest laser eye diss tracks. You fucking weird Cyclops looking motherfuckers that reigned for too long. About to get taken down by the one and only. All right.
I'm saying like just taking 5 minutes to recenter yourself will be great if you're
Like a meditation,
Yes.
a centering.
Wait.
I believe this whole article is about entitlement or enlightenment through entitlement.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes. Now, wait. Why don't we have a how to have a comedy podcast, and then it's just illustrations of us doing
Because it would
A
be
wiki
incorrect.
how.
A
Yeah.
wikiHow.
Actually, we should. How to do a comedy podcast. Can we submit? Like, do they accept any submissions or?
obviously.
Oh Jesus!
Wow, Bonnie. I believe all the ones I picked today are editor
Man,
approved.
turns out that Beta Fish is the editor in chief, and so
All right. Well, this Brian, you really got it. This one is how to do a quick and easy meditation.
God damn it. God
I recognize
damn it.
bliss. I
That's
recognize bliss on the face of Ali Spagnola drawn next to her clock that she looks like she wants to eat and bite in the face. I understand. It's called the bliss equation. BLISS. The B stands for boy, are you about to meditate? The L stands for Let's meditate.
And what's the I stand for?
I want to meditate.
And the S?
Sweet meditation.
And the other S.
Woo, 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 woo.
All right,
I love
here we go. Bryce, can we get some calming meditation music?
Sure.
Brian, let's walk the listeners through your guided meditation for the bliss method. Brian's bliss, of course, sweeping the nation. Brian, I'll do the intro and then we will lead
Sure.
into your thing.
Get ready for 5 minutes in heaven.
Thank you for buying the Brian Bliss method. Please find an appropriate room and set aside 5 minutes. Please have your clock ready. When I say gong, press the button that will count down your 5 minutes. Gong.
Hello again. It's me, Brian. We're here for bliss. People say to me all the time, "You're so savage and powerful. Where does it come from?" So anyway, we're going to meditate instead. The B stands for Brian. That's me. Don't be meek, you chic. Get on fleek. And be bliss. Go up Bliss Creek. Thoughts will come into your head. That's cool. L stands for Hulu Boy. Are we meditating now? Some of you attended my seminars in which I charge you money. That's good. Oh, you should be indigo. Indigo. Think indigo. Is it violet? Is it blue? You don't know. S. Sweet meditation. You're feeling it, aren't you? You are. You're not. You can't deny it. There's another S. That other S proves the first. Proof. Thank you for buying this app. Audible hopes you enjoyed this program.
If your 5 minutes has not elapsed, please skip your clock forward. Thank you. The Bliss method is not liable for pregnancies.
Ooh.
That's it? That's the only thing it's not liable?
That's the extent of our disclaimer. Yes, there's a lot of things we're liable for. Fraud, failure to deliver on what's promised, shenanigans, but not pregnancy. God damn it, no.
All right. Who wants to develop the app? It's a one-button app, and we're going to sell it for $10.
Brian,
It just plays that recording.
could you commit to a month of 5-minute episodes?
Giving or receiving?
What?
Sorry.
Oh my goodness, Brian!
I'll listen to 5 minute meditation.
This is not what Pride Month is all about, guys. Bonnie, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Hold on. If from that picture though, it's like if Ali Spagnola was doing a meditation app, it would be like, enjoy your first shot of beer. It'll be 55 seconds until your next shot of beer. Hold on.
So it's the white part represents 1 minute instead of the blue part representing 5 minutes.
Oh, well, I just figured 5 shots. It's the power meditation.
I see.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
Okay.
Bonnie, we're going to start with you. Can you please describe this image for us?
Ooh. Okay. I see. I see a pig with a dotted line, like cut on the dotted line, and
Sure, like a cut diagram.
like a cut diagram.
Like-
and the
like-
pig's
like-
tummy is
One of those
there.
butcher's diagrams.
Yeah, it's
where the
definitely-
pork belly would be.
Right. I might need to save that image for my little crazy pigs. But then we see somebody with like a device. It looks like he is tattooing a piece of meat, or he's got a needle on some kind of hose thing, and then yeah. So like that picture of the pig is just floating off in space in a circle, but down on the ground. I mean, actually, if I didn't see the pig, I wouldn't think it was meat. I would think it was like a cherry pie.
Okay, kind of looks like a cherry, like a hairy cherry pie.
Oh, I guess it does have hair.
It has little hairs on it.
Hey, it's me,
cartoons
Harry
with
Labes.
hair.
Enjoy. Put me in your mouth with Harry
Yeah.
Labes soda.
Yeah, and then
Another
it's
free
like a
ship.
dude with tattoos. So he's it has to be tattoos because his arm is. Yeah, I thought it was clinical because he's wearing his gloves and everything. But then,
All right, I'm
it's
gonna
like
need your
some
final
tattoo
answer.
dude.
What is this WikiHow teaching us?
He is teaching us how to tattoo the carving points on a pig.
If you have a pig and you want to,
Yeah.
as an art piece, tattoo it with all of the butcher's dotted lines
Oh,
all
that's
over it.
so bad.
This is a great idea. You know what? I'm doubling down, and I'm going to say I have $100 to go to this idea. Whoever wants to do it.
So your answer is also hers, but you're putting
My
money on the
answer
table.
is I want to buy stock in this idea.
Gotcha.
I don't know how to write that down, but
I'm going to say that this is how to keep these hoes off your shank. And the step is tattoo a dick on it.
I mean, okay, but also, like, very clearly.
We've all been there, Brian. You got a sweet pork shank that these hoes keep getting their hands on.
It's
They claim that it was my pork shank that I had left in the same area. But these hoes aren't telling the truth, and you and I both know it. So the next time you see these hoes with a pork shank hanging right out of their mouth, you look them right in the eye and say, "Gotcha, hoe. Mine has a dick on it, and that has a dick on it. Get my shank out your mouth, ho."
I think Bonnie's right. It's how to practice tattoos, and it says practice on a pig, specifically this cut from a pig, because you could buy it at the store.
Oh.
I mean, all right, A or B.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it to Bonnie because I think she's the closest. This one was a little more specific. This was how to shade a tattoo. This was step 2, practice tattooing on a pork belly. Congrats, Bonnie. I'm gonna give you that point.
Man, that's bullshit. That ain't how you shade a tattoo. Fucking
By practice?
yeah, no. The way you shade a tattoo, Justin, flex for me, bro. Pfft, nice tattoo.
Oh,
That's how you shade a tattoo,
okay.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I like that. That's very good.
You know, I was thinking that like I might need to throw a tattoo on to like up my street cred with the artists. Like,
Yeah?
I see.
Oh, shit. What are you thinking?
Hey,
I'm
for
not
the record,
really,
can-
but like
can I just say-
I'm actually thinking I should buy like temporary tattoos and then just fake like I have one, and they go, "Ooh, nice tat." I'm like, "Thanks."
Are there
couldn't
any
do
cool
that.
looking temporary tattoos?
I'll tell you what, man.
Yep. I'll tell you what. There's one. I'll just say it says "told you" up top.
Oh my God. Man, that's to anybody. Oh, jeez.
Please listen to the pre-show.
Yeah, stop
I'm
talking.
just saying also, though, there's an unsolved problem with these shanks, and I'm a one-issue voter.
Vis-a-vis these hoes.
Hear me, 2020?
All right, Brian.
By the way,
wait, I have a
Ev Lloyd
question.
was the first, I believe,
Yeah.
of all of us to get a Diamond Club tattoo, and this motherfucker
looks
got
really
it on
good.
his neck, and it looks fucking great in
does.
person. Like, I did not expect that. Like, I suddenly felt like a deep responsibility for all of us to remain friends and provide quality content for the rest of our lives, because it would be a real shame to take anything away from how good that tattoo looks on his neck.
I
It's
bet that was a
amazing.
good emotional moment. Oh, yes. This reminds me of my commitment.
My obligation,
My obligation to you.
to provide quality entertainment for the future. Yeah.
But okay, sentiment aside, but like, would you guys eat that piece of pig that you practiced your tattoo on?
No.
yeah.
What? No,
No,
it's
wait,
got
what?
it's got ink
I mean,
dye
certainly
in it.
before these hoes get to it.
It's got ink. It's got tattoo ink in it.
Yeah, well, whatever, man.
So do you or me?
I don't
or-
actually.
Whoa.
Well, I don't know.
Hold on. Are you the only one tattooed, Bonnie?
I
Yeah.
I had
Bonnie's got a
lizards
tattoo?
fucking
On your T-shirt. Yeah. Swear to God, I'll give $1 to anybody who gets a tattoo of lizards fucking on their body.
I respect your body more than $1, please.
No,
Yes, please.
that's an American dollar. Let me be clear, which is worth more than the other dollars.
All right.
Ooh.
Brian, we're gonna start with you on this one. Getting a little more. I'm gonna tell you these ones are getting a little more abstract, just a little bit more abstract. Brian, can you please describe this image for us?
Yeah, man. This is Joseph Gordon-Levitt without a head. Just picture Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and that's who you're looking at. And he's looking jaunty, and he's got a sweater, and he shops
other
at
details?
Bombfell, and
Formerly 5'4", 4'5". What is it? Something like that.
don't even know. It's man. The question is how to. This is. The title of this article is Jesus Christ. What does it even matter anymore? That's the actual title of the thing, and it's about how the text reads. Look at this motherfucker wearing gray on gray with Charlie Brown wrinkled stripes up and down and plaid on his arms. Just Joseph Gordon-Levitt looking motherfucker. That's it.
Okay, so your answer is, what does it even matter anymore, comma, motherfucker?
And then
Justin.
Also a mention of Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Justin, can you describe? There's also, to be more
I
descriptive.
thought I had set the basement for ridiculousness at keeping these hoes off my pork shank until Brian just fucking drilled his way mole-like through the basement. What does it even mean?
How to give up on life.
All right, so what you see here is a person in a sweater vest, or a sweater vest, and slacks with sneakers, and then next to him what seems like the exact same guy, but instead of it being from the nose down, it is from the belly button down. So I'm going to say it is how to discreetly check out a dude's hog.
Check out a hog. All right.
Do you tattoo that hog?
Bonnie,
or-
you got a strong chance for the
Yeah,
steal
Bonnie,
on
you
this
could-
one.
Okay, but I'm gonna make a request.
Yeah.
Part of our picture is obscured, and I think it might have details. Can you
It absolutely doesn't.
Oh, okay.
You want to know if the back of that sweater says "Told ya"? It has a giant animal's anus on there.
You want us a Blade Runner, like, uncrop the picture and turn it around?
Oh man, I was really hopeful I would see something. So I feel like it is how to model. It's an instruction on how to model a sweater vest.
See, all right, I'm going to stick with how to discreetly check out a dude's hog, but
But a side bet?
Sorry, a person's hog.
Jesus.
But I will say it could also be how to match clothes, like how to pick out a wardrobe or something.
Oh, man, Justin, you should have gone with that first, buddy. The answer is how to wear trousers casually.
I think I pretty much nailed it.
That one's going to go to Bonnie also.
Damn it.
No, I still think
Casually?
it's a shot.
Wait, okay. Who's looking up this article? Somebody who's wearing trousers.
I'm gonna
but
show you the-
feels like they're like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm too uptight about this shit. I feel like I need to casual it up.
Well, so it shows you the various types of casual trousers, like khakis for any casual event, or corduroys as an alternative to jeans, or even
Yoga
printed
pants?
trousers.
That's not trousers.
This one comes from try flannel or wool trousers to keep warm. Wear cargo pants to express your active side.
Oh shit!
Try twill chinos for a sophisticated casual look. I will double down on chinos. Chinos are very good.
I think we're learning something.
So these are
today.
about choosing casual trousers. So it's not about like how to wear them. It's like how to choose them.
Yeah, and how to wear them casually. You know.
Yeah. So like wear a smart casual option with fitted trousers and t-shirt if these hoes keep stealing your pork shank.
Brian is giving us a very good gagging. He's mugging for the camera a little bit.
Hold on, wait. Although no, a little higher.
A little bit higher.
I'm trying to discreetly.
You're gonna fall on that.
Check out
You're
that
gonna
hog.
fall and break
Yeah.
things. Like
Can
your
you squat down
hog.
just a little bit? Just
That's a hog.
okay. There it is. Everybody,
Brian's dick. Ladies
reported
and
for
gentlemen.
hog.
Hey, reporting for hog duty. Now wait. I have never heard anybody refer to their genitalia as a hog.
Oh
okay,
man,
so this
you
is
just
a
haven't
new.
been listening. to my thoughts.
What? I just heard two wildly crazy sentences.
Oh man.
Okay, but
Oh man, I'm hog deep in this hog. That's a thought I've had.
Wait, you're hog deep in this hog?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because it's both genitals.
You can't have bestiality, Justin.
Oh man,
no,
I'm
you're
hog deep in this hog.
You're just like, yeah. All right, well, when a man and a woman love each other very much, they take their hog and stick it in their hog, and
When a bee, I'm going to teach you about the bees and the bees.
Okay, but it occurred to me that it was, in Justin's delivery, I knew exactly what the hog was.
Well, yeah, but the delivery came out of his hog. He was breathing,
His hog hole.
and he was just like, all right, give it a push. Give it a push.
And now-
it's coming out the hog.
I will sing an American standard while my hog drinks a glass of water.
Go on.
Do you want to try?
No, all right. I was going to do it, but literally the only song I could think of was My Body Lies Over the Ocean. And that
Keep
would
go-
have just been weird.
Ladies, give me the echo. Give me the echo.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ripley's Believe It or Not live, where for the first time somebody will sing a song while his hog dips its wick. Let's hear it for America's Dick, Justin Robert Young.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go.
Oh, Jesus.
My body lies over the ocean. My body lies over the sea.
God damn it, don't give a half-wet hog.
YouTube.com/Night
We
Attack
flew you
Show.
down to Australia for this. I swear to Christ, you finished it.
Oh my God, this is the dumbest show.
YouTube.com/Night Attack Show if you want to see that visual, very good visual bit. All right, we only have a couple more here.
All right, explain this one. I have to go get a towel to wipe
It turns out, how much would you freak out if it was a wikiHow about exactly this situation? How to clean up a wet spot.
Part is at a certain point I have a full glass of water and I'm like, well, I have to mostly pour it on my dick or else it'll get on the computer.
All right, Bonnie, we'll skip Justin and have you describe this image. I'm gonna give you a hint. This is another sort of these last two are a little more abstract. So
Hold on, we're back to Joseph Gordon-Levitt is back on the screen. I'm checking out his hog.
hit record on that, guys.
Look at that.
Sorry, you were saying.
It makes me wet.
It's one thirsty hog, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is a woman, and she looks like she's about to jauntily step off a cliff's edge. Mm-hmm. It must be a spring day because we see wind flying about and pushing her hair aside. Mm-hmm. And she looks like she must be 15. She's
very well developed for 15 years old.
Yeah, and then we got some clouds in the background, and she's just balanced precariously on a precipice.
Man, I don't understand how you guys missed this. This is clearly an illustration showing the wikiHow article on how to let out the world's most epic fart and be proud of it.
Okay, how to let out a very
She
big fart.
clearly just ripped the fabric of the space-time continuum between her butt cheeks, and she's got it on a T-shirt that says "Told you." It's amazing.
I think it's an article about how to enjoy a spring day.
Nope.
Enjoy a spring day. All right.
Rip a fart.
I think this one is how to be comfortable as you commit suicide.
All right. So we've got how to let out a big fart and be proud from Brian. Excuse me. How to enjoy a spring day from Bonnie.
How to be ninja.
And how to be comfy when committing suicide by jumping over a cliff from Justin.
Yep, there we go.
There we go.
You missed Kate Spade.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! This is gonna be one of those episodes.
This is one of those episodes.
Bonnie, I'm going to give you the point because this one is how do you always have something to look forward to?
I don't know. That looks an awful lot like somebody's committing suicide.
Look forward to not looking forward anymore.
You know,
Well, it's supposed to be allow yourself to enjoy the event itself. It's for people to give themselves things to look forward to. It's the opposite of what you're suggesting.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, with a penultimate round score of 3-1 to 4, Bonnie's in the lead.
What?
Oh, this will be a first ever.
What?
Here we go. The second verse, same as the first.
My Bonnie Liza. Okay. This one's gonna be worth how many points is that? 4 points, but I think Bonnie. I think we're gonna have you go first.
Oh.
Here on this one.
Oh.
Can you describe this image?
Oh. Well,
This is before. This is some kind of before and after. There's a left side and a right side to the image, and a question mark in between.
So the looks like an 11-year-old boy is on the stage. Wait, who's explaining this?
Bonnie's explaining. Bonnie.
I thought you guys were.
You're in the lead, so we're gonna.
Oh,
we're gonna go
okay.
You go first.
Well, I'm watching somebody who looks pregnant. Like it definitely looks like a little baby mama bump in the front on the left-hand side of the screen. And she's wearing tights, and all we see is the bump on down to her stocking feet. And then there's a big red question mark. And then you have a man who's in a business suit. He's got a green shirt with a blue tie, and he is on a flip phone, and he is getting the call from his wife, and this is the wikiHow to tell your husband you're pregnant.
Okay, how to tell your husband you are pregnant. Okay. Brian, for the
Man, people are saying it's how to make a booty call. I don't think they'd be that direct. I think it's how to talk sexy on the phone. Like just in general, you just picture you look at another girl with yoga pants on, and then you just let it all out.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
How to talk
Come on,
sexy on
guys.
the phone?
Fucking, this is a slam dunk.
How to hide that pork?
No, come on. Like, let's all be grown-ups.
Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry. That's on
Let's all
me.
be grown-ups.
Yeah.
This is very obviously the wikiHow for how to fuck Noob Saibot from Mortal Kombat.
Noob Saibot.
Yeah. Look it up. Tell me.
Tobias Boone backwards.
Yeah.
Noob Saibot. Yeah.
Fuck Noob Saibot, the special character that was the gray and black variant of Scorpion and Sub-Zero. This is how you fuck Noob Saibot.
Is
For
you-
all the Mortal Kombat fans, they've always wanted to fuck Noob Saibot. They never really knew how to fuck Noob Saibot. Now wikiHow lets you know exactly how to fuck Noob Saibot.
Fuck, man. I think you're 100% right. But just to be safe, I'm going to stick with my this is how to have a booty call.
How to have sexy talk over the phone?
sexy talk.
And
All right,
Bonnie,
again, A-B, tomato, tomato.
and Bonnie, you had how do you tell your husband that you're
Nude
pregnant
Saibot.
Right. While he's at work.
while he's at work? I see. Okay. Well, our answer for this final round to determine the entire game is how to travel during pregnancy. Bonnie
God damn it,
Brookshire!
Bonnie! Okay, what is that picture meant to depict? That a girl wearing yoga pants with a baby bump deserves a smiling doctor calling her?
Well, this is
I guess, yeah, no,
this is
just
step
to
7.
call your doctor.
This is step 7. Ask your doctor about wearing compression stockings while you travel.
Oh.
You got it, Bonnie.
Bonnie nailed it.
I'm glad
She
you
nailed
started
everything about it.
because
Do you
I don't
know-
think they would have noticed. I don't know if they would have noticed or called out the
Yeah, no,
Baby
not
bump.
going to lie. Was not looking at the belly.
Yep. That was obviously the baby bump. Now, here's a fun fact.
Yeah.
I actually wore my compression socks that I got for running the try. and wore them on the plane because your legs, all the pool like goes down to your legs, like, you know, and you're very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then you rest them on somebody else's laptop case, and it's very comfortable.
Yeah, and then it's warm.
Okay. Thank you very much. Congrats to Bonnie for winning with 9 points.
Nicely done.
Thank you again to Spork and Pork who sent the idea for this in. If you have an idea for a game, send it to mail@nightattack.tv. If we use your idea in the show, we're going to send you a free stickers or DIF pack from Justin. I'm going to get some email address or some mailing addresses so that we can send some out soon. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Shall we do a little bit of diamond time?
Indeed, Brian. Diamond Time is where you can shout out your projects right here on this show. Just head on over to reddit.com/r/Diamond Club or diamondclub.reddit.com. There's a big old green sticky post at the top of the page. That is where you shout out your projects. Let's go ahead and take a look at this week's Max Power 683 writes, "Hey, y'all. Who's ready for San Diego for Night Attack? Go to San Diego for Night Attack. That is, I know I am. So SD for NA. Go
I was
to
about
San
to
Diego
say.
for Night Attack. That is. Oh my God, I know our own fucking thing. Anyway, I booked a hotel room off Broadway and Front Street, the Sophia Hotel. It's $192 for the night and has 2 beds. So if anyone's interested in splitting the room, hit me up on Twitter at MaxPower683, or I can cancel and pay my way if somebody already has an extra bed to fill. Cheers, mate. Look at that. That is
Cheers, mate.
fucking great.
Bioimportance writes, the Polyhedron crew, as well as the Dark Archive podcast, are presenting a one-night-only showing of World of Darkness documentary on June 26th in Atlanta, Georgia. We need roughly 30 more tickets to be reserved before screening can happen. Get your tickets now if you're in that area. Tickets can be reserved at bit.ly/D Darkness 2018.
And Blah91 says, just wanted to see if any members of Diamond Club want a pregame for the big show Saturday in Coronado. It's an island directly across the bay from downtown San Diego. As a much more quiet, relaxed place than downtown is, about 10 minutes away by car or 30 by bus if you're going to knock yourself over with a Nerf gun drunk. It seems like a perfect place for some members of Chat Room to meet up before the big show. If you're interested in coming, hit me up on this thread I made on the subreddit at tinyurl.com/nightattackpregame. Or again, you can go to reddit.com/r/Diamond Club and look for the post there by Blah91. And that is also where you find Diamond Time.
Dude.
Big green sticky post.
Dude. I will vouch for how rad Coronado Island is. Get it in your life. They got freaking gold on them. Their shores. They've got like gold flake. See if you can find this, Bryce. Like type in waves Coronado gold, and I'll bet somebody has posted a picture of it. But it's like there's always like flakes of, I don't know if it's mica or some kind of gold stuff. It's amazing.
It's most
Coronado.
gold flock that's vomited into the ocean from the other side.
Yeah, Coronado. There you go. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, the beaches are rad there. Definitely, highly recommended.
Oh my God! Look at that lady's jumping.
Look at that jump.
Look at that jump. Hot damn.
Hot damn.
Shall we take a moment and do the movie draft minute?
Welcome to your Movie Draft Minute presented by CosmicRadio.tv for the week of June 4th, 2018. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas. With no new movies this week, not a whole lot has changed, but don't worry, that'll all be different come next week. But until then, let's just go recap anyways. Team Chips Bitch is in 6th place, $116.8 million. Team John Tracker is in 5th place, $192.1 million. Team Night Attack is in 4th place, $255.0 million. Team Tell It Anyways in 3rd place, $257.1 million. Team Court Killers is in 2nd place, $382.4 million. And in 1st place, whopping $685.8 million, it's Team DTNS. And that is your Movie Draft Minute for the week of June 4th, 2018.
Justin, Robert, Young, I have a dark confession to make. Are you ready? Are you ready for my confession?
You discreetly checked out my hog.
No. I went to the WikiHow on how not to do that. Come on. I'm all up to date.
What? But what is your confession?
My confession is, I think I loved Solo. I think I loved it. I think it was a lot of fun, and I think it was great.
I think I loved it. So love is strong. I mean, I walked out enjoying it, but I don't know if I would say that I loved it. What was so lovable about it?
I mean, I laughed a lot, and the best parts were the laugh-worthy moments. And I remember thinking, I wouldn't mind if this Star Wars movie was just a little even more silly than it already is. And I don't know how much of that I owe to you for you setting my calibration in the after show of last week by spoiling some aspects that were coming up down the road. But somehow going into it, just expecting so little. By the way, that character that shows up in the third act as a surprise, my daughter has never seen him in a movie before. She only knows him as a character from the cartoons who graduated to the big league and showed up in a movie. And I thought that was a really interesting variation on the experience.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I would say for people that don't remember the early movies as the cultural event that they were, and having the expectations go in the direction that they went, I think that, if you like the cartoons, like there are people who, I mean, it was Andrew told me the night after I saw the movie. He's like, look, for a lot of people, that is Darth Vader. Like they grew up. I mean, these were. I'm not saying that Rebels and Clone Wars were only kids shows, but they were on kids networks.
Grew up watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so a lot of kids grew up watching it, and that is, for them that is a whole different thing. And I think there's a reason why they used the dude from the cartoon's voice. And not Ray. They used Ray Park and that dude from the cartoon's voice.
Right. No, I don't know. I loved how silly it was, and it was a lot of fun. And I was surprised that the MVP was Woody Harrelson. He was great. He was great. And even the guy who played the Han Solo. Strangely, there were brief moments where I'm like, oh, he does occasionally uncannily look like Han Solo, but he spent the vast majority of the movie looking an awful lot like Captain Malcolm Reynolds. Like it was that I could not shake.
He's
that
got
image.
a wider face like Nathan Fillion.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know. I part of me can't really objectively look at it in a great way because I kind of wanted it. I shared your instinct that I kind of just wanted it to be sillier. Yeah. I wanted it to be more of a madcap thing that then took dark turns. Like there's no reason why in a comedy that you can't feel sad when a character that you care about dies. Right. And it very obviously, because it likely was a movie that had a much more comedic tone that was then shot and re-edited to not have that tone in certain places.
Holy shit. Real quick, breaking news just happened. The Modern Rogue just hit its 1 millionth page view. TheModernRogue.com. John Cheese just tweeted that out. Oh, that's fantastic. Wow, congratulations, team. Wow, that's great. But sorry, you were saying that I agree. The movie was definitely clearly shot one way and then edited a different way. But I didn't mind. I actually thought that all the darkness and grittiness in the cinematic side of things gave wiggle room for it to be sillier than it otherwise might have been. Like I liked how gritty it was. I like that fusion.
Yeah, but I don't think that's necessarily anything that would have changed. Like I don't think that it was reshot to be grittier. In fact, apparently, according to Lucasfilm, it was reshot because, or like part of what was reshot was that they didn't want it as gritty as Lord and Miller were shooting it. But I don't know. I think that there were just obviously moments, and to the point where some people have made the argument that considering some of the like reveals of why Han has the name he has, which like definitely fall into the bucket of questions that literally no one on Earth was asking, were there because it was going to be a much more self-aware movie about origin stories and useless trivia about stuff, and that it would be more of a runner in the same way that 21 Jump Street was a movie about how useless TV shows from the days of old being made in the movies was useless. But no, I think it was fine. I mean, I definitely wouldn't go so far as to say that I loved it. I just think that right now my expectations for the non-episode Star Wars is so low that it was like Suicide Squad to me.
Everybody-
Everybody
making this
finds
joke.
himself making the same accidental joke.
Brian made
I've
that
been
same
doing
joke
it like 4 or
twice on
5
Monday.
times.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me it was like I watched like Suicide Squad and I'm like, well, that wasn't as dreary as Batman versus Superman. I didn't think it was as smart as Batman versus Superman, so I enjoyed myself. Now, would I ever rewatch Suicide Squad? Probably not. I could just, you could see all the Harley Quinn moments in the trailer. But I thought it was fine coming out of the theater, and that was basically what I thought about Solo.
I tell you what, man, I will rewatch Solo before I rewatch Rogue One in a heartbeat, and it's a crime to me that
I would agree with that.
Rogue One has made more than double the amount of money of Solo, and Solo is, I think, definitely the superior movie of the two.
Sure. I mean, I would agree with that. But I think that part of it is that Star Wars right now has a really weird reputation with its core fan base. There is, for whatever reason, Star Wars has become part of the culture wars, and it has alienated elements of its fan base. So,
yeah. And you know what? Actually, Sunbun has a good point. I'm with Sunbun when he says I don't know if it's superior, because you're right. I actually don't know which is superior. I know that I had much more fun watching Solo, possibly had more fun watching Solo than even The Last Jedi. It's weird for me to say, but again, I just walked into Solo expecting nothing, and as a result, every delight was, a big old fat tick in the plus column.
yeah. I don't know. The more I think about Solo and the more I read about Solo, the less I like Solo. Like, so if there's one thing is the further I get away from it, the less I like it. Walking out of the theater, I was very happy with it. I walked in, I went to the Alamo Draft House. They served me a $14 fucking cocktail in a Solo cup, and I was very happy about it for whatever reason. And, Childish Gambino was there, and everybody was making jokes, and there was a robot, and that robot was sassy. Here's one thing I could say. I don't know if we need every Star Wars movie does not need to have a sassy robot. Like beyond like that movie, right? Just as a rule, can we agree that a Star Wars movie can exist without a sassy robot companion?
Man,
or is that a necessary?
No, I'm sad to report that I think you're 100% dead on. I cannot think of a single Star Wars property where they have not tried to figure out some way to make the robot sassy. Certainly R2-D2 set the mold for it. We've seen the same with BB-8 being a full-on sociopath that murders people. We saw it on Star Wars Rebels with whatever that one was, and L3. Yeah, although at least L3 just full-on embraced being a brash human, and I enjoyed. That was a refreshing. It wasn't like
It was
Tweedledee
fine.
Like,
I'm just this is not a commentary on L3 or K2SO or any of the other characters. I'm just saying that, like, I would like to imagine that if you were to tell an outpost Star Wars story that happened to be in some crazy remote planet, that you wouldn't have to be like, well, it's just me by myself. Well, me and beep bop ding dong, and he's like, get out of here, I'm an old vaudeville comedian. It's like, okay, we don't need to write that character into every story.
There's so many weird stories that they could get away with in the Star Wars universe that I can't wait till they get all the obvious money-making things out of the way so they could get experimental. Like, I would love to watch a 1,000-year story of a single robot that was abandoned on a planet and just, he's solar powered, kind of the Wall-E of the Star Wars universe. and just, he builds his own civilization, his own mock reality around him or
dude,
whatever.
from your lips to Kathleen Kennedy's ears, I think that's kind of what I would hope that, and I think a lot of people really, I guess that is the issue with Solo to me, and the more, I think it's probably why I've become colder on the movie the farther I get away from it, is the more I examine the flaws of the movie and I realize how deep they are. And then I feel sad for the fact that I walked out of the movie liking it as much as I did, because I'm like, oh, this is where we are now. Like, I hoped that Star Wars was going to be Marvel and I could count on just an endless stream of fun adventures in this tune, right? And instead it's DC, where sometimes there's going to be good stuff and most of the times it's going to be garbage, but there's just, you're definitely going to see a lot of Easter eggs. I hope you remember all these other things, because there's going to be a lot of things that remind you of other things.
Yeah, weirdly, all of those fan service moments, I think they did a good job of, or a more subtle job of putting them in the movie, because I'm sure there are many I missed, and I actually was disappointed every time that I caught one, because I was like, oh, well, that's distracting that I know that this is a reference to that PlayStation 1 game where they tried to make a Street Fighter game based on characters from the Star Wars universe. That's why it's called Terrascasi. I don't know that anything was enhanced by that, but if you are going to wedge in that fan service, at least they did it in a way that if I didn't recognize the thing,
I mean, they didn't zoom in on Blue Milk and hold it for 3 seconds to make sure that everybody remembered that Blue Milk was in the previous movie. Like, I agree with that. I think that, but I think the hope was that Rogue One was going to be a war movie, not a heist movie, not a plot strung together, but like a war movie.
Which, by the way, I felt like they did better in Solo. The fact that they gave no context. You don't know what planet it is. All you do is see trench warfare and a bunch of people fighting in the middle of the thick of stuff. Like, that was the most believable war moment that I'd seen in the new generation.
And I agree. And this is one of the things that I've kind of become colder on, like, as we've gotten further away, because one part it's like, oh, so I guess he literally just has the Luke Skywalker backstory that we never really got, that was in the original, Star Wars script, and what was actually shot, where like Luke is going to go join the Empire and then becomes disaffected or whatever. Where I was like, I kind of wanted that in Rogue One, because I wanted a war movie. In Solo, I'm like, no, give me The Godfather. Give me warring factions and whether or not Slick Jimmy is ratting out to the other gang. And now you see the capable bagman becomes more involved and learns how to stay alive in this like high stakes game of crime. And, we wind up getting sort of a tinier version of the arc that Han goes through in over 3 movies.
Here's where I'm at. Like, I'll not fight.
By the way, we're
against...
spoiling Solo. I don't know if the last 20 minutes of conversation has tipped you off.
I'll not dispute any flaws anybody wants to make with a movie. However, I also still had a great time. Like, I have no problem saying, yes, you're 100% right. That's definitely wrong with the movie. Also, had a great time, possibly the best time I've had in a Star Wars movie in the last 4 years. I need to evaluate it, and part of it almost certainly is because I have had enough Star Wars in my life that I can finally go into a Star Wars movie without the baggage of my entire childhood surrounding it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I walked out and again, I walked out liking it. I'm not really here to talk a crazy amount of shit about it. I think that there's plenty of people who really want to go in deep to explain, why they didn't like it and why it was bad. And I don't really have a lot of interest in doing that. I liked the movie. I think what has bummed me out more going forward is how low my expectations have gotten with movies like that, where prior I was hoping I'm going to go see Ant-Man vs. Wasp on the day it comes out.
Yes.
Because at this point, Marvel can literally do anything, and I will pay to see it the night it comes out, and I will be invested in its storylines, because that brand is so strong. And now I'm just coming to grips with the idea that, like, no, that's Kevin Feige. He's really good at this. Other people are not as good at this, and you can't expect that kind of brand value.
What did you think of that trailer that dropped with the Solo for Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I think it looks great. I think it's like now I know what an Ant-Man movie is. An Ant-Man movie is a zany heist movie with crazy characters and very distinct action, which is, I think, what kind of differentiates it, is that the one thing you know about an Ant-Man movie is that the action set pieces aren't going to look like anything else in Marvel. It's not going to be a bunch of guys punching each other and then doing a flip. It's going to be very inventive, crazy. People get small, people get big.
That whole dynamic, I think really has potential to surprise and delight. I think that's the kind of thing that you can get away with surprising and then lulling us, 30 minutes later to forget about it and then get us with the same gag again. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It makes me think of the first time that you ever played, Portal with that dynamic, and you realize, oh wait, the way you play the game is fundamentally changed from now on. I think we're going to see that with size and weight differentials and stuff.
No, totally, and it's also just a great little cast, right? Yeah. Of Evangeline Lilly and Paul Rudd and what's his butt, who's actually the star, who makes it a fucking great movie. Somebody help me out in the chat room. And
Lawrence Fishburne.
No. Someone's going to get
Ali.
it. Is it Balky?
Balky.
Mike Pena. That's it.
No, it's Balky. Bronson Pinchot.
Yeah. Michael Pena and Michael Douglas are fucking great. And it's like those four are just great together. Those characters are really well written and fun. And I think that's... Look, here's what I want. A super fun, doesn't make me feel bad about it or make excuses for it, action movie that ties into this larger universe, and then in the either final act or after credit scene will give me a teaser to the new Infinity War movie that's going to come out.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited.
Dude, I'm so stoked. Right on, man. Well, I guess, man, we went long on this one. Let's wrap up the show proper and get into some post-show. But
yes.
Until
finally, some loose, no restrictions conversation will happen during the after show. All right, guys, for real. A lot of you guys listen to this on Wednesday. A lot of you guys listen to this on Thursday. A lot of you guys on audio are listening to this on Friday. If you are listening to this in any of those days and you live within the Los Angeles or San Diego area, I'm talking about the OC.
Come on
I'm talking about everybody around there. My old hometown of Ranchos Penasquitos. Come on out to San Diego on June 9th, which, hey, Bryce.
Saturday.
No. But what are the, if you were to write it out number-wise, when is the San Diego show?
6-9.
6-9.
6-9.
6-9.
Told you. Hashtag told you.
And then Santa Monica on the 10th, exclusive merch, special guests. We're going to have an absolute blast. So come on out, nightattack.tv/tour. Do us a favor. If you know people there, I want to see y'all on Twitter, tagging your friends, telling them to come. This means the world to us to get this venture of the show off on the right foot.
Hells yes. In the meantime, we love you guys. Die in a fire!
See you next Tuesday!
Night Attack, I love you. Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.